Hey, what's going on, gamers? It's Doctor Redstone signing in to another episode on the channel. In today's episode, you guys know exactly what's going on. We have the results are in. The weekend is completely done. Now, we did have baby Redstone's third birthday. So we were pretty busy overall. So hopefully you guys had a good weekend. You guys were able to hit and get that sweet armor. I believe, what was it? It was the earth and the water. Stats are right there, so pretty darn good armor overall. So yeah, we're going to be looking over all of the guilds who went ahead and grabbed that armor. I think we need to add to the top 20 on global, but we are unfortunately only going to be doing the top 15 in today's episode, and then also the top 15 over on the European server as well. I think we have Blitz raid going on right now, so hopefully you guys are smashing that one and grabbing the ring and the amulet for the seasonal, the seasonal armors and stuff like that. But without further ado, cue that intro and let's get into it. Alrighty, gamers, and jumping on into this one, we will be starting out over here on the iOS European server. Big shout out to Nightmares taking that #1 spot, as well as Apex Unleashed. Looks like it was a really good run for that #1 and #2 spot for that one right there, and they just barely came away with that #1 spot. So big shout out to you guys. Next up, we have 5th through 8th place right here. We have the first order. Big shout out to those guys. And I don't know if I know anyone else in this list, but if you guys were running, make sure and definitely let me know down in the comment section below who you guys were running with. Want to give a big shout out to Black Wolves over on the iOS EU server. And rounding out to the top 15 spots, we got these guys right here, the Spartans, Dark Lords, and Exalted Legacy. Big shout out to each and every big shout out to each and every single one of you guys. Next up on the list, I want to go over to the iOS Global, and I want to talk about something that completely blows my mind, guys. The Untouchables are with a 200 plus winning streak, okay? Back to back, weekend after weekend, year after year. If you guys don't know, 52 weeks in a year, they're over the 200 mark. So that's a minimum of 3 years taking in that #1 spot. So big shout out to the Untouchables. Jumping on over here to 5, 6, 7, and 8. Big shout out to each and every single one of those guys right there. It looks like it was definitely a pretty close run overall. So big shout out to everybody on the iOS Global server for going ahead and grabbing the armor. It's definitely a pretty good one. Really good for water. Really good for water. Another big shout out to Way Up North. I do think that is in correspondence with the Toronto Raptors. If you guys know, let me know down in the comment section below. And rounding out the top 15 over on the iOS Global, I do feel as a Christian I must shout out Followers of Christ. Big shout out to you guys for taking that #13 spots. And Damned Chimp Nation. Now coming on over into the Android Global. Yet again, if you guys ran, let me know who you guys ran with down in the comment section below. And if you guys were just going for top 25, top 40, top 50, definitely let me know as well. Big shout out to K for taking in that #1 spot with 74 million points, man. Omega Masters Guard definitely put them a run for their money, but man, they absolutely killed those 74 million. Big shout out to Q-Mob taking in that #3 spot. Also, we got Crazy 88's Yakuza at #5, Snow Wolves #6, True Giants #7, and QC Power at the #8 spot. Coming in at #9, we got Loke City and Hounds of Hell. Big shout out to those guys sitting in the #10. Big push for the #10 spot. Imperial Ho. Big shout out to each and every single one of you guys. Miss ya. And rounding out the top 15, yet again, I do think we need to do top 20 for this one because the top 20 over on global servers now get the armor. Big shout out to those guys all right there. Boop, 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 boop. Now, last but not least, you guys know I got to represent for the server that I'm always on, and that is the Android European server, the EU server, whatever you guys want to call it. You know what I'm talking about. Now, coming in at that #1 spot is Hold My Beer. Big shout out to each and every single one of those guys. That is hilarious. We got Hispania in #2, the Dutch Guild in #3, and I don't know how to pronounce that, numero dos in the #4 spot. Coming in, we have 5 through 8. I want to give a big shout out to Polska sitting in #7 and Utopia #8. German Skrillex sitting in #6, and the Hilltop sitting in #5. Coming on through, rounding out the top 10, we have All Shall See and White Wolves. Big shout out to each and every single one of those guys. Kitten Army and Majestic Alliance, of course. Big shout out to those guys as well. Now you guys can see your guild rank #14. So, of course, I ran over with the Jackals, but I do want to say good job to La Horde and Chris. Big shout out to you guys as well. Fire Demons for taking that #15 spot and grabbing that armor right there. Hopefully you guys are able to get the amulets, the bling, the ring. Hopefully you guys are able to go ahead and get the bling set for each and every single one of those guys right there. Alrighty, gamers, and that is going to be absolutely everything when it comes to the top leaderboards. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this episode. Again, let me know down in the comment section below who you guys ran with, where you guys ended up with, what guild you're running with, what family you're running with, and also what your cousin's name is. Don't tell me your cousin's name because I really don't care about that one, but definitely let me know who you guys were running with. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys are having a good time when it comes to the game. I know that I'm been a little bit busy and stuff like that, but I am in fact enjoying the game thus far. I just do wish I had a little bit more time for it. So that is what it is. I know that we are set up over on the iOS account for global and European. So definitely anticipate, you know, maybe doing a level up or something like that when it comes to those accounts. I have definitely been trying to watch my videos over here on the European server as well on the global server. So we're definitely going to be putting in work for those. So definitely stay tuned for that. And that's going to be absolutely everything from me, guys. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please make sure to smash that like button. Definitely helps me out more than you know. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, make sure to put those down in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe before you go. This is Dr. Redstone signing out. Thanks, YouTube. Man, I'm just like thinking right now, how weird would it be if somebody just like popped up over there? That would be probably pretty creepy because like right now, everybody's in bed, so nobody should be awake. Although I am kind of loud, so maybe I did wake somebody up. I don't know. Hopefully not. Yet again, hopefully you guys are enjoying the game. I will be bringing to you guys a little bit of Clash Royale. I have been playing a little bit with Lisa, trying to work out how to do a little bit of recording and live streams and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that on the channel. Also, I've got a couple of those other games and stuff like that. We're probably going to get some of that stuff recorded. I do need to make a, what's it called? Picture? I do need to make sure and make an overlay for some of the other games that we're going to be playing. Because they aren't like this, they're like that. So I need to go ahead and make an overlay for those ones. So definitely stay tuned for that. And hopefully you guys enjoy what I bring to the table. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I got for ranting and raving. I'll see you in the next episode. Something like that. Boop. Oops. Turn that one off too. Should we turn it off? Whew. Man, now it gets a little bit creepy. Now what would you guys do if a face popped up over there? Nah, I ain't gonna do it to you. Peace.